already had it open. Open up another instance of it. Okay, so hello and welcome. This is part 81 of the game engine coding live stream, part 12 I believe of the GUI, and we're still doing buttons. We had got a fair bit done yesterday. We're going to be continuing on with the button stuff, and we'll be doing rotation, scale, and I'm hoping to get all this done. If we get further, that's great, but that is the goal, is to get all of this done. Okay, so or to get the button done by Wednesday. Okay, so what we're gonna say, 1 second, I've got a apple pie in the oven. I just want to see if that's heated up enough for me to get it out. I will be back in a moment. Apple pie made by the way. Last slice. Lasted a while. When did you make it?
Just come like apple pie?
Was it Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Just come like apple pie?
How was work, babe?
Okay.
This technique of putting the oven to a low temperature and like twice as long, so much better. Because this was in there for 45 minutes and not burnt at all, not covered at all. 100 degrees though. It just slowly heats it up. Probably could have done one maybe 10-15 minutes because the center is just warm, but it's not hot. But no, I wanted some. Yeah, like you just gotta, plan it more though. 'Cause obviously, a longer waiting, basically an hour waiting time.
Yeah.
But with like pasta that's from the fridge as well, it's the same thing, an hour, and it's just if you don't get it doesn't cook it, it just heats it. Still hot, to be fair. It's not like piping hot. You could get that if you just leave it like a little bit even longer.
Yeah.
Okay, rotation. Rotation. So let's check out the label. I mean, it's pretty simple. There's only two methods. So not much to rotation. The only thing that might trip us up a bit is the anchor point stuff, but we'll have a look at that in a second. And in terms of getting the rotation, we're just gonna base it on the actual rectangle itself. You can play Ghost of Tsushima? Controller's in there. Controller's back in there. It's been a while since I played it. I've saved my game, so switch over, go for it. You know where the headphones are, don't you? Anyway. Yeah. Return _button background. I'll get rotation. I'm the biggest fan of the name for _button background _button label. You okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Thinking about just renaming them to label, like _ label _ background. Let's do that. Luckily with Visual Assist it makes things so much easier. Right click, rename, boom, done. Same for here, right click, rename, boom, done. Okay, give this a build. It should still work fine, shouldn't really be an issue. Okay, so I'm gonna do background dot set rotation so I don't actually have a rotate method. I only have a set rotation method. That's interesting. Because the rotate method would rotate it relative to what it currently is. if you say rotate 10, it rotates it 10 degrees in the clockwise. But currently now, if I say 10, it will set it to 10 degree rotation from the initial 0 degree rotation. But for core 10 again, it won't do anything. I'm gonna put down the list of stuff to do. I'll put that on. Put it here. Put it after this. Add rotate relative to current rotation. That's simple, just adds or takes away from it, but we've got to trickle it down through all of the other classes as well. That's the reason I'm not going to do it right now. So set rotation, angle, underscore label, set rotation again to angle. So let's give it a run, see what it actually looks like before we do anything, and then we'll don't like that being anchored like that. So now let's just set the rotation. I can't see this working straight away, so if I do 90 degrees, it should be like that. So I can give that a run again, that'll fix the issue. Okay. This is very, very interesting. I don't think we've implemented the pivot point yet for this set. Pivot, no, we haven't. This should be one step higher then, to be in line with rotation. See what happens if I do this. If I say set rotation, if I do underscore background, get pivot, auto pivot equal that. Label pivot. bot here free. Do you want to score? Background dot set pivot. So we have one of two options. We can either do set the pivot manually like this, or we just do. So we just want the other one. We want the option to do object points. I think that is that in drawable. Object. Yeah, it's here. So you don't actually need drawable. And center. Do the same thing for label. And then what happens? What happens if we just do this first? Then the reset method after. Let me just finish this apple pie off.
Everything okay, babe?
Yeah, I'm just finishing this off. I'm just thinking about this problem, yeah. Wilfred Hill says hello, hello Wilfred. How are you doing? Like I can do it that way. Label background pivot? Should have been called label pivot, but I'll wait a second. I did do something. Let me try something else. Let me try. Reset the pivot. Reset the pivot here. Reset the pivot somewhere for the label, do we know? What do we know? Oh yeah, we're right here. If I say underscore background set pivot object points center. See, how about this? Hi bro, I have one question. Is algorithmic data structures necessary in game programming? It can definitely help. I mean, like, the more you know about it, the better, you know, better position you will be in. That's a central pivot point. Let me run that. And then let me run it without it. It's there, I know where it is. Let me comment that out. See if this actually even changes anything. It should do. Should do a lot. Now that changes it jack all. Let me try this instead. Instead of this, if I say button get rotation +1, so that way I can just slowly see. That's rotating at the top of that. That's rotating the top left of that. Let me go to here. So we've got set pivot point. And we go to background, which is a rectangle. Set pivot. Issue. No, we're not even using this one. recording this one here. Shape get global bound, set origin. Because this should rotate differently now if it works correctly. It's still rotating around the top left for some reason. I must resetting the pivot anywhere. That Wildbot commented that bit of code out. For some reason this isn't doing anything. Let me put in 56, 5, 56. Does that do something? I say hard code is set of values, see if this does something. That is it. So that actually changed things. The other method does not. If I go to rectangle, goes to center. Set pivot object. So in drawable, I obviously have one of those methods, a set pivot. All done, babe?
Huh?
All done for today?
Yeah, keep doing.
Next time, maybe. You can talk to me.
Talk to you.
Yeah. You can help me with this. I'm being serious. Don't know what's going on here.
Say sure.
It's not rotating around the right point.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think it's because of this, but let me try it. So if I just do this. And in button. If I do set pivot as could have been the reset label position that I'm doing something wrong. I don't think we're resetting the. Let me try this. If I go to rectangle, and I undo that. In reality, we'll put an SPD log 2 spd log info 1. So we're getting into both of these. Yeah, I don't think it's because of this. I don't think the rest of it should be getting true because we got a breakpoint. So you're 142, yeah, we should ignore that. Still same issue, so it's not that. So when we set the pivot, we do set pivot to drawable. We set the origin, which is should you try doing get global bounds? We'll do this again. Let me go back into button. Let me reset position to know where the default position will be. Still same issue. So this will be like to the right and below the button, and this seems to work when we're setting the pivot. Obviously it's relative to its position as well. Make sure there's no extra instances of exits there. I mean, I don't think that should be messing things up because they're commented it, but let's try it. Is school something we do this for fun? It's for fun. I am not at school or college or uni or anything like that anymore. Finished uni back in 2014, so this is for personal and business. I mean, let me run this and then let me change this pivot point. Bottom right. Oh, you were the guy who posted a video on how to set up Oculus with computer, right? Yes, I am. You see that? Yes, centered it accordingly. That's rotating it around that point. I'll do it like this if this makes a difference.
You what's that?
You gonna feed me some?
What?
Gonna feed me?
Yeah.
I'll have a couple. I don't want to, dirty my hands.
Yeah.
This still seems to work in the way it should be. So, very strange that the label set pivot. So let me actually go to the definition of this.
Yes. Should I just stand in this video?
One more, please.
Yeah, one more.
Should be good, but one more.
Good.
Thanks for helping with it. No problem. What was the specific Oculus setup video? What OS as well? Just curious. Do not know what is going on here. Let me go back to splash state. We've already got rectangle, and I created that rectangle years ago. Let me draw the rectangle. Let me rotate the rectangle instead. Rectangle. Hello, I'm a computer science student in Brazil. Hello and welcome. That's rotating around the top left as we want it to. Now let's see if we say rectangle set rotation, not set rotation, setting the pivot to object points center. Equal the Oculus video and no, that's literally all I have been playing, specifically Payday 2. Okay, coolio. That's rotating around the center slow, but that doesn't really matter. this is setting it based on an initial size. I wonder if that may be reason it's potentially messing something up. Try the same size rectangle dot set size. It was 200 by 75. Does the size need to be set afterwards? Go back to here. So instead of, let's say, doing it here, so if I cut that, reset the size over here, that seems to have actually done something now. So let me change this to button. Andre says hello. Hello Andre, how are you? Let's do this is off. Yeah, I've got to get rid of that. It is off because when we do the reset label position, we do 0.5. Let's say if we don't do that, let's just check the X. What if we do it after that? we go into here, we get the position of the background. And this. Let's try that, see what happens. Too far now. Let me try that with this. Really? Well, that shouldn't be bottom right. Should be center. Forgot that I changed that.
Babe, I'm just gonna get a start. Can I start?
Yeah, go for it.
Should I do it? And then you just carry on.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be wrapping up in about 10 minutes anyway.
Are you sure, babe?
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be an hour. I'm going to be wrapping up. So, both the meats are in the blue carry bag, but
Do you mean the drumsticks and the mince?
yeah.
Okay, babe.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
separate that.
Yeah. But they're in two separate carry bags in there anyway.
Sorry?
They're in two separate carry bags in there
Oh,
anyway.
okay, baby.
So, just letting you know.
That's fine.
See what happens when we do this. And if that works, do I have to do it for the others as well then? That's centered now. I don't know really what point that's rotating around. Something around about here. For some reason, that one's rotating around. Something there. Let me have a look what happens if I was to do set anchor left. Might have to refactor in that pivot, so it's not an issue if I do. Quick copy and paste job should get the job done. But we don't like that, so I think I'm gonna have to factor that in. So again, quick copy and paste job should get this done. Okay, so if I give that a run now, that should hopefully be anchored to the left. I mean, by default, does it factor in padding or not? I cannot remember. No, it does not factor in padding by default, I don't believe. That's fine. And if I do right now, that should not rigged. Control pause, and that spells correctly. Right, and then I'll try label anchor top and bottom as well. If that works, then we just got to do the rotation, which is what we were doing before. That's fine. Give that a run. Oopsie daisy. Good. Good stuff. Okay, so let's try the bottom. That's all good now. Okay, so still not rotating. So that's rotating regardless of it being there. So that's rotating over here for some reason. So when I call the rotate method, let me set this back to center. Center underscore x in it. Actually, I don't need them anyway, but I'll test it what it's like with them. And make sure it's still working. If it is, that's all good. It's all good. Okay, so what we're gonna say is, so when we're doing the set rotation, we are going to, I'm gonna print out something. Set rotation. I'm going to get the pivot. So spd log colon info underscore background dot I think the format was like this. Her said 0 1 and it was underscore background dot get pivot x underscore background dot get pivot y. Okay, so if we give this a run, that's what the pivot value is, basically 240.53. So when we set the position of this thing is 300 by 300.